Yeah, I do believe
Just came
that would
back
be
in.
Emery.
I was letting her.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am not sure how many we have waiting in chat right now, but feel free to chime in. Oh, and Scott, turn off B2. Yeah, the one's probably me. Oh, it's Little Daddy 391. Hey, how you doing, man? Well, you might just be getting your own show tonight, Little Daddy 391.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the dark side of the podcast, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor, who has won and lost fortunes, and joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle?
I'm doing fantastic since I don't have a work meeting tonight.
Yeah, we missed you on Thursday. It was a good crowd, too. That was a shame.
I can tell.
You know what? We have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the podcast. And you know what? We're bringing the team up. The Zoom is up. The Zoom is on. This is a members-only stream. It is here that we talk about what we want, how we want, and the how we want is very, very important to me. A lot of stuff I don't say public. I just don't say it publicly, but I do say it here. Amps, there's some weirdness going on here, man. Little bit of weirdness. It's nothing that is shaking me. Not at all. Not at all. I'm actually loving it, and I'm loving the volume that I'm able to get right now at under .051. I have already told you guys my intrinsic valuation. It hasn't changed. 0.058 to .064. I have it right around in there. It might have shifted to 1,000ths to 056 to maybe .062, but not too much more than that. So right now I'm basically in a buying frenzy. Anything that comes down like this, man, anytime that thing drips down that low, it is just happiness. I'm sorry, you're printing your own money. I understand that crypto is scary. I get it, man. But you know what? Investing is about character, and investing is about courage. And when you see a printing press that is effectively turned on for you, like AMP is when it's a nickel, it is a printing press. I don't give financial advice, but if I did, I would say you bite your tongue, you find out what you're going to sacrifice, and you buy some. That's what you do. That's a me thing. That's just a me thing. So there is so much that's been going on with AMP lately. Just absolutely so much. It hasn't been AMP. It's been Flexa, but you guys know where I'm going with this. They are, Flexa is AMP. That's it. The only other entity that has been built on there right now is Lightning, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And you saw what happened as soon as they went up, right? Lightning went up. All the staking rewards changed. Now, me personally, I have unstaked from Flexa completely. I have a good, healthy volume of it, but 1.9% staking reward is insulting. It is absolutely insulting for the risk, for me to take 100% of the risk, but only be compensated at 1.9% for taking that risk. It's not worth it for me, man. I have unstaked. Every bit of my AMP right now is liquid. I'm not telling you to. I'm telling you that I did. So, and you know what? Let me back up for a little bit. This is what I get when I don't have a monologue or anything written down. I know how AMP works. All right, we've covered this. I know how AMP works. I know how Flexa works. I know how the network works. The network works through staking. But until they balance those pools, or at least change one of them from 1.9%, you're not going to get my money in there. You're just not. I'm comforted in the knowledge that it's still so early for it. And the market cap that they actually have through that, the staked amount, 1.4 billion-ish, it's more than they need. It's more than they need. And so I'm kind of comfortable doing what I'm doing. But there are going to be some wild price movements in AMP. It's coming up. If you can't feel it, you should. There are going to be some wild swings. And when those swings come up, I want the bulk of my AMP liquid because I will be scalping the hell out of it. I'm not telling you to. I'm telling you that I will be. It is not disloyalty to sell a stock that is exceeding the market value, it is not disloyalty, it's smart trading. And I also I went to the Reddit and I was seeing that, and they were talking about good podcasts that are talking about AMP, and podcasts came up. I appreciate them for that. But yeah, one of the big ones is that, or one of the big critiques against this show is that I sell AMP. So I love it, but I will profit on it. Now, personally, I don't see that as a critique. I see that as smart trading. Emery, is that smart trading, or am I being disloyal?
Sounds like smart trading to me.
I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to see it. If the market value exceeds the intrinsic value by a comfortable percentage for you, you sell. Because I know how AMP is going to grow, and I know how it's going to grow organically. So I will sell on a pump. I'm not stopping the pump. I am profiting on the pump. Not at keep saying this, man. I'll keep coming around to it. I'm not advocating it. All right, you do you. If you're comfortable here, this is you. You're comfortable with diamond hands, man. Stay in your comfort zone. Stay in your comfort zone. As soon as you start branching out and getting into stuff that you really don't understand or that you're not sure about, that's when you start to lose objectivity. And if there's one thing that you need in investing is objectivity, and put away your emotion. You just have to. I know what AMP is going to do long term. Short term, I don't. I absolutely do not. And anybody who says they know what something's about to do short term, man, they're out of their mind. They are out of their mind. Now, I give you guys discovery videos all the time, ones that I think are about to pump. But I'm not telling you they are. I'm just pretty sure that they are. I don't give them to you guys until I have my own money in it. I am not going to advocate. I'm not going to pitch a product unless I have skin in the game. That is very disingenuous to me. So I'm not going to do it. When I gave you Fetch, when I gave you hell, man, everything, I'm not even going to get into that. Everything over, it's a member stream, and you guys know I rocked it, all right? Everything over there is up, up, up. So when I put those out, though, I am basically telling you what I already did. I'm not going to tell you before I do it. Again, disingenuous, and I might change my mind. So, yeah, AMP is about to move, man. It's going to swing all over the place. When this picks up, as soon as the market, it's because it happened in a flash crash. It happened in the flash crash, and people kind of lost their nerve. So once the market stabilizes, once the people get comfortable with it again, once they start to realize, okay, you know what, everything's going to be okay, you're going to start seeing it go. And when you couple a rising market with big news that's coming out of it, I don't care what these FUD articles are saying. I don't care what the IMF is saying. They are dead wrong. They are absolutely dead wrong. And investors are going to know. They are going to know. If you are getting investment advice from an opinion article, you're doing it wrong. You are absolutely doing it wrong. You're saying that I think he is smarter than me, has more invested in my money than I do, so I'm going to listen to this guy and I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think that is the dumbest damn thing that you could do. I will take a victory lap, but again, it's a victory lap for my money, not your money. I just want to make sure that we're real clear on this one. I only tell you what I am doing. Emery, what do you think about that?
I think that the most important thing you can do when it comes to investing is invest in what you know, as you said. Don't take, obviously, other people's advice might be important if they've done it for a while, but invest in what you know. That's the most important thing.
Exactly right. Stay in your comfort zone. Stay where you are in shape. I'm sorry. Keep talking, Emery. I got a thing I got to address here. Give them some trading fundamentals, man.
Yeah, sure. As I was saying before, invest in what you know. That's the most important thing. Sometimes we get a little caught up in, I guess, the hype, but that makes market bubbles and downturns when you have that FOMO out there. And investing in what you know will give you a return that you're comfortable with as long as you do the right kind of analysis, as Scott was saying. So when I invest in in Cardano or ADA, or if I invest in KN, it's because I like the project and I like where it's going. So that's why I feel comfortable investing in those things. Now, of course, it's going to have an upturn and dips, just as any other coin does. But I enjoy investing in them because I believe in the project, and at the right price point, I sell them, and at the right price point, I buy them back. And that's just how smart investing works. We invest in what we know and what we like.
And that's the big thing. That's the big thing, is to leave your emotion at home on this. Leave your emotion at home. You know what? We're dedicating this whole member stream. If you are already a sound fundamental trader, you don't need any of this. All right. But if you're not, and if you want to know where my mindset is and where Emery's mindset is, if you want to know where our mindset is, that's what we're talking about on this stream, because it just doesn't get talked about enough on YouTube. People skip it. If I could put out the video, fundamental trading, this is what it is, pragmatism. I could put that out and nobody will watch that video, because I've put out several of them and they died a brutal and ugly death. Belle, have we not done this?
We've absolutely done this time and again.
And how do they always end up going?
Oh God, yeah. The videos that we release about these, they get next to no views. Then you get accused of shilling, and yeah, it never fails. Never fails.
I'm not griping about it. Honestly, I'm not griping about it.
It's funny.
People come for information, but it's the wrong information. That's the problem, is that the good stuff, the foundational stuff, the same way I say that your wallet should be filled with foundational tokens. Your mind should be filled with foundational information about trading. And if you are solid on this foundational information on trading, honestly, man, then I'm only here for entertainment, because anything I say, you're already going to know. I don't have any kind of real deep secret. There's nothing like that. All right, I'm just telling you that this is what traders know. This is what they base their decisions on. This is how they play the game. So I'm just trying to put that out, and I've tried over and over and over, and nobody wants to see it. I've learned my lesson. I absolutely have learned my lesson. I'm not putting out those videos anymore. Nobody wants to see them. But for the member stream, happy to do that one. I am more than happy to discuss it here if this is something that you guys want to. If this is something that you guys want to hear. I have no idea how many people we have tonight. I do not look. I never do when we're doing, whether it's the public stream or the member stream, I never look. I don't want the amount of people watching to influence the information that I'm putting out. I just don't. So we're going to go ahead and keep slamming away on that. Now, don't think I'm not going to talk about AMP, because I'm absolutely going to be talking about AMP. There is so much stuff that's going on right now. El Salvador happened. All right, we speculated, we've been talking about it, and it really takes me back to when we had Eli on the show, and how beat up and down I was when that occurred. When we asked him the question and he answered, and he said he's staying in North America. That's what he said. He said, we're staying in North America. We are not changing up. This is where we're going to be. So I didn't call him because he's a guest on the show, so I didn't hit him on it. But you guys know that I went crazy afterwards, right? I put it out in videos. I got all of my slams. They had to go at me. I constantly getting beat up on that stuff. But I was absolutely right. I was 100% right when I talked about it back then, and I'm 100% about it right now. I'm sorry, right about it now. They need to be where they are wanted, and they are wanted in El Salvador. So they're there. Now, the direct partnership with Banco Agricola, I didn't see that one coming. That one's a little bit different. So that is just, man, that's the cool whip. The cool whip. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Cool whip. That's the cool whip on top of the beautiful, beautiful Sunday, is the fact that they now partner directly with a bank, and a bank that is the largest bank in the nation. I understand it's El Salvador. It's not like they partnered with Wells Fargo, but baby steps here, folks. And not only that, but they are partnered with a bank in a country that the government is friendly to everything that's going on with it. This is huge. This is massive. This is bigger than you could possibly put into perspective, because it is the very first picture. It's the very first card on the top of the deck. Boom. We have El Salvador that is friendly with a government that's friendly to crypto, and the partner being the largest national bank in the country. All of this happened at once. That is shocking to me, that it all went down just the way it went down. I knew something was going to happen. They've been, you know what, I'm sorry, let me take that back. I had hoped something would happen. I had hoped that I was going to be wrong about everything, about all of this, that they are actually going to start chasing it internationally. That's what I was hoping for. That's where I was banking on. That's why my AMP was still there. Because based on everything else that he said, we're staying in North America and we're going to be just crypto focused, period, nothing else. I was ready to sell. You guys have heard me railing away, particularly on the member streams. I was slamming them. Everything, you have the perfect tool and you're not using it. You are not even bringing it to the garage. You're leaving it at home. I was pissed because I've been in AMP since sub penny. All right. But it's not that. It's because I see life altering, changing money here. And I just want them to grab it. So when he said we're not doing it and I was a little bit betrayed. I was a little bit betrayed. But they did do it. And this is happening. So the game has just changed. Now, AMP has always been it's a little esoteric. Even for the crypto market, AMP itself is a little bit esoteric. Now, some people just cannot seem to grasp the fundamentals of this, which I consider hilarious considering that these are the same people who are all over ACH, which is also a closed payment ecosystem. They are also, they're over all of these other companies that are basically doing, but they love them, but they hate AMP because they can't understand it. It is lost on them. It's a crypto that's not a crypto. And it just absolutely floors them. They cannot process it. So the fact that so much good news came out so quickly doesn't surprise me a bit that the market didn't move because these people do not know. They don't understand it. So, and you know, I'm sorry, it did bring me up. I heard a kiss. Emery, did you want to jump in on something here?
No, what you're saying, it makes perfect sense.
Okay. So what, it's early. I guess that's where I could say is that it's still super early for an esoteric product in a small country. One of the comments I got was actually hilarious on one of the videos. I'm sure it was an ACH guy because for some reason they love bashing AMP. And they said, and their next partner is going to be the smallest bank in Timbuktu. And they were trying to do it as a slam. And the implications are completely lost on them. I'm going to assume before they made that they didn't actually either watch my video or understand my video. I'm going to go with they didn't understand it because most of these people are very, very tribalist. They live in their crypto bubble. I do not advocate tribalism. I advocate diversity. I always put that out. Belle, what do you think about that? What do you think about diversity? I've also gotten pegged for not letting you talk enough. So why don't you talk for a minute?
Oh, you know what? I think being diverse when you're investing in crypto is definitely that's the way to go. Get over the tribalism. Okay, get over it. There's a million and one different tokens, different ones do different things, but do your research and invest in what you believe to be the best fit for you. Just don't be that guy. Just
okay, and Belle, what's your favorite? You know what? I'm going to interview you. What is your favorite crypto?
Oh, right now I'm really loving storage.
Storage.
I'm really loving storage.
Why do you like storage?
Well, number one, because I use the hell out of it. Number two, because since I actually purchased that one, I'm up, and it makes sense. It's a system that absolutely makes sense to me. Again, I use it. Yeah, talk about keeping information secure when you want to upload it to the cloud. Yeah, there you go.
Do you pay for it yet, or are you still using that free 150 gigabytes?
I'm still using that free 150 gigabytes.
We got to get you more action then, because you need to be taking advantage. You need to pay them, because if you pay them, then they're legacy world facing product. If you pay them, then they will grow. Emery, are you familiar with storage? I should have had you do the intrinsic valuation of storage. That's what I should have done. It's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve of mine. It is a personal favorite. I've been in storage for a long time. It never, ever, ever disappoints me. But again, tribalism. The nifty thing about it, though, is that they are not going up as they don't have world-changing potential that AMP does. All right, storage is neat. Decentralized cloud storage. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. It's a good idea. A lot of people are doing it. Nobody's doing it the way storage is doing it. And I've always thought about that, man. You take some storage, you mix a little new cipher on top of it for encrypting the hops. You have got the most secure storage, unbreakable, uncrackable storage on the planet. And nobody else is doing it that way. So obviously, I come in that I'm a big fan. Am I letting people down tonight? I'm not seeing a whole lot of chat, and I don't hear Bell talking about it. Bell, are there any questions? I've been talking here for 20 minutes, and
there haven't been any questions yet. I think we might just be playing to Little Daddy 391.
You know what? I'm good with it, man. If the members can please. It's the beta version of it, so it goes live. I don't know if they get notified. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not sure. But I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you could, I have got to refresh this a little bit because it's the member stream. And give me 60 seconds, and we will be right back. Emery and I are going to have a conversation about intrinsic valuation. We hope you guys get some value out of it. And we will...
We'll be right back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to be turning this over to Emery. Emery's going to go ahead and give you some intrinsic valuations. But coming back to storage real quick, I do have to mention one of the things, and I know I mentioned it before, but it kind of died. It's just I'm a little bit shocked that nobody picked up on that, how cool it was. So there were some tech folk, and they figured out a real easy way to get all of their camera footage from their Teslas, because that thing has cameras all over the place. And they figured out a way to get their camera footage uploaded to storage anytime they're in Wi-Fi range. So any network that they're connected to, as soon as they connect to it, because those cameras run all the time. And they're neat, but they, video, it is storage hog. So it fills up their storage really quick. So they figured out a way to rig in a little $40 black box and doing a little bit of typing, and anytime they get into Wi-Fi range of anything, it pulls all of their dash cam footage and it uploads it to storage automatically. Secure, encrypted, unsummonable data storage. I thought that was absolutely cool. It was the neatest idea. I don't pitch it because it wasn't my idea. I'm not going to take somebody else's IP. If you're interested, if you have a Tesla, if you're interested in something like that, please look it up. They will hook you up. Okay, Emery, we are going to be talking some intrinsic valuation here. So which ones did we decide to do?
All right, we decided to do D&T, brought to you by District, as well as AMP.
Okay, you know what? Let's start with AMP. We're an AMP channel, man. Let's start with AMP. Tell me your intrinsic valuation and tell me how you arrived at it.
Sure. So what I do is the very first thing is, like I've said earlier, the very first thing you should be doing on any investment, crypto, if you invest in stocks or real estate or whatever you do, take a piece of paper and write down 3 to 5 sentences about why you're doing this in the first place. That's before any numbers come into place, before any analysis comes in. You need to do that because if you can't do that, then there's no need to do any further analysis for numbers because you shouldn't be investing in the first place. So that's what I do. And when it comes to AMP, I like what they're doing. I think it's an amazing network to use when it comes to payments, and payment processing is, I think, only going to get more complicated in the future. So I'm investing in a platform that I like. So that's why I'm investing in AMP.
All right, let's take it to the money then, man. Where do you like it?
All right. Do you want me to go over how I arrive at, or just
Yes, this is what we want to get out for them. This is how we arrived at the value. We're not just pulling them out of our ass. This is how we got there. Take it away.
So I think only you know, but for I think we only have one viewer out there right now, but I studied economics in school, so I dusted off my econ books and I started going through Smith Valley. So this is what I did, and this is what I do for all my coins now. I find the number of unique wallets that are in that are counted in each platform. So say for AMP, I find the number of unique wallets. Now this has an assumption that you only have one wallet for AMP, so you don't have three different wallets for your AMP. So that's an assumption, but it's a pretty decent one.
It is.
And then I divide that by how many coins are floating around the market at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that accounts for the fractionalization that each coin may or may not have. And that'll give me the average number of coins in each wallet across the globe. And then I take that average and I multiply it by the market cap, and then I divide it by the trading volume. Now, what that'll give me is the lowest worth of value that this coin can possibly have before I need to start rethinking it. That gives me the lowest.
Yes.
And with AMP, that number comes out to 0.0012121, so less than a penny.
Yeah.
Now, the highest, what I do is a little bit of math here. I find the point where it basically first came out, however many years ago, and then I take it to today's date, and I find the harmonic mean between them that accounts the different finance variances between them and centralizes the data so there are no highs and no lows. And that'll give me the highest value that this coin should ever trade at in the next 48 hours. This will tell me that if this goes higher than that, then there's a bubble in the market, and I need to watch it closely. For AMP, that is 51 cents.
51 cents. So you put the intrinsic value of this thing based on everything right now at 51 cents?
Nope. My intrinsic value of it is actually what's called the geometric mean between.
Okay, let's have that one.
And that for AMP currently is 3.47 cents.
3.47 cents. So that's where you think it should be.
That's where I put my intrinsic value on it. That's correct.
Okay. And what's your range in there? So if your intrinsic value is at 3.4 3.5 cents. So if your intrinsic value is there, so right now you would not buy AMP.
So in the conventional means, if your intrinsic value is less than the market value, normally you really shouldn't be buying it.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that I don't believe in this still.
No. And I'm giving you that, man. See, this is why you do a physical number intrinsic value. You apply it. You've explained your method. And I use a more 30,000 foot view philosophical one, because there's intangibles that you cannot get into a monetary formula like yours. Now, I dig it, man. Because honestly, it was just a few months ago that AMP was sitting at 3 cents, and it was stuck there for a while. Based on everything that you just said, your intrinsic value was dead on balls accurate. Because if you look at the overview of AMP and you run the scale back 3 months, it was hovering between 3 and 4 cents, and it was there for a long time. It was dead on balls. Now, the part that you can't put, or that you don't put in, is you don't put in mood of market. That's an overview. That's an overtype of view thing. Now, you're absolutely solid numbers, and I agree with them, man. I think you're there. I was similarly there. I think with all things being equal, I think AMP should be about 3 cents, 3 to 3.5 cents, right around there, all things being equal. But with a 30,000 foot view, I start predicting. I don't want to say it. You know what I am? It's a member stream. I start predicting FUD, FOMO, and all of the other intangible things that you just cannot put into a pure number intrinsic valuation. You just can't do it. So that's where I start to come in, and that's where I put it. Now, my mood of the market intrinsic valuation is a little bit higher, 0.056 to 0.062. It will be there. It will come back to there. There's no problem with this. Right now, flash crash happened. That was unfortunate, but a flash crash did happen, and it scared the market. The tokens that are going down right now should not be. These are the solid investments. These are where you should have your money, your VET, your scale. These are where the money should be. But these things are slowly, incrementally dropping down. People are getting nervous. And when people get nervous, they are going to start chasing pumps. This happens always, constantly. They will absolutely chase pumps. And they're doing it now. When you see so much of the market dropping down 8, 9, 10, 15%, and we're talking across the board, but you'll see the one little secret one like XYZ or XOY, whatever that other one that just released. I haven't looked into it yet. But when you see that one up 48%, that is people chasing a pump. I'm not saying you can't be profitable doing it. If you get in and get out, I'm not saying that you can't be profitable doing it. It's just not something that I would do. But if you want to know why it's happening, this is why it's happening. Look at the trading volume on some of these coins that you didn't even hear about until it hit Coinbase. This thing was trading under 2 cents forever. Hits Coinbase and suddenly it's worth a nickel. Suddenly there's $800 million worth of 24-hour trading volume on a token that you haven't even heard of before. Nothing fundamentally changed about that token from the day before to the day from the day before it listed to the day after it listed. Nothing fundamentally changed about that token, but its market cap tripled. All right, it didn't get 3 times as good. It just got visibility and people dumped money into it. It is a pump. It is a Coinbase pump. Again, not saying you can't profit on it. It's just not how I trade. I stay the hell away from them. When these things are just getting there, I stay the hell away from them because I don't want my money risked in a lottery, in a pump lottery. It's not what I do. I'm not telling you not to, just saying that I don't. So, Emery, I happen to agree. I think your intrinsic valuation, with the numbers that you used and the method that you used, I think it's dead on. I think it is absolutely dead on. The only thing that I put on top of mine as opposed to yours is mood of the market and the potential. I will follow the news. I will chase it out. I will go to forums. I will go where people don't go, digging up information because I want to know what people are saying about it. This is what I need to know when I hear the rumors, when I hear all this stuff, because I'm not the only one who hears it. That's where I put, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. And I definitely want to touch on what you talked about with pumps before. You have to be careful about pumps because when you're basically creating, everyone knows what an economic bubble is. That's what a pump does, and that's what happens afterwards. The intrinsic value of that crypto doesn't change when that pump happens. It only overinflates what's actually going on.
And that's why I always come back to intrinsic value versus speculative value. Pump is pure speculation. It is a speculative value. It is not organic, and it will not sustain. Ask me how I know. Emery, ask me the question. How do I know it won't sustain?
How do you know that, Scott?
Because it never does. Because it never does. All right? Organic growth, educated growth, steady growth. That is where you can move the floor. You get more numbers that you could put into your numbers, your physical intrinsic valuations. Pumps are meaningless. All right. If you want to, if you're an action kind of guy, do it. Knock yourself out. Have fun with it. But it's not what I do, and I certainly don't recommend that. I recommend you do your diligence. You find out where you think it is, and you apply Emery's method, and you apply my method, and you mix them up into a stew and see what number you get out of it. All right. That is the only thing I put on there. Currently, I believe AMP is low based on Emery's numbers and my mood of the market with all the news that's coming out. The only thing holding this down right now is ignorance. People don't understand the implications of it. But there are so many people that are involved with crypto that still don't understand it. They don't understand blockchain. They don't understand level 1. They don't understand level 2. They have no idea what's going on this thing. It's like for them, it's like rooting for a sports team. Belle, what do you think about that?
I again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you're gonna invest, do your research. Don't go based on the rumor mill. Just because something lists on Coinbase doesn't mean it's got any more or less value. Do your own research, for crying out loud.
And then she stopped. I look, man, we've been getting comments. I've been getting them. How come Belle doesn't talk more? Belle, talk more.
Why does the girl get picked on?
I'm not picking on you. This is what they want.
I know. But seriously, Emery, I do think that your number is very, very accurate as far as AMP goes. Again, I'm not buying quite yet. I'm gonna wait for things to settle down a bit more before I sink any more into AMP.
Again, you guys are a little bit more cautious than me, but I know this token. So I am more than happy to risk my own money on it because I know this token. I know where it is. I know what it's going to do. All right. The only time I don't look for how high it's going to go. I look for how low it's going to go. So I can get more into it. And I literally cracked my third wallet. Didn't think I was going to do it. But as soon as I saw all this stuff that's coming up, the fact that Ukraine is lining up, the fact that Panama is lining up, you are going to see Venezuela coming on board. You're going to see Ecuador. You are going to see. Oh, I hope so, man. I really hope you see Brazil. This is going to they're lining up like dominoes right now. You cannot ignore this. The world is trying to. The IMF is coming down on them. These hack journalists cannot wait to FUD this. But you cannot ignore it. You just can't. So they can keep trying to do whatever the hell that they're going to do, but AMP is going to keep marching inexorably on. And again, for the first time, I'm going to let Flexa off the hook because their PR is shit. They're interacting with their investors is absolute shit. It always has been, and it still is. But I want them to stay focused, 100% focused, all of their effort, all of their energy, all of their manpower on El Salvador right now. Make this go perfectly. If you make it go perfectly, we're not going to have any problems. You are going to seize Central America. You are going to seize South America. And once Ukraine sees what's going on here, they're going to say, wow, look how easy that is. Can you help us here? You're going to be going after Eastern Europe. I'm sorry. This is how it's going to work. I've seen, like, if I had a crystal ball, that's what it would be showing me right now. It's not showing me a country anymore. It's showing me a globe. Nobody else can do what they do. That's really all it is. Even all these other tokens, these other people that are doing payment processing, it only works with their tokens, period. Do you think El Salvador is going to look at ACH and say, wow, that's a good idea. We can leverage and we can handcuff all of our merchants to this single token and turn our complete economy over to a third party? I think that's a grand idea. You're right. We should definitely do that. How come? Where's that video? Because I don't see people talking about that, but that's what would happen. I am 100% correct on this. The reason Flexa works and the way it works and the way it's going to work down here is because it is not a native token. It is just a payment rail. This is what people are not grasping about this one. It is not a native token. It's a pay rail. Anything in, anything out. Asset agnostic, 100%. I think they can't process it. That's probably where I'm stuck on that one. Now, again, personally, price-wise, don't care. Don't care. I know what makes AMP move. It's fun to speculate, and it is fun to ride the pumps. I will ride them out and dump every single bit of it because I think it is close to where it should be. That's it. That's where I put that. All right, Emery, we also had District coming up. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, so Same calculation as last time. I have the lowest possible value of district before it's a good idea to get out at 7 cents.
District at 7?
I have that's the lowest possible value until I need to get out of the of district buying at 7 cents.
Yeah.
Now the highest value before it hits bubble range is 26 cents. My personal value of district, I know we talked this about a few days ago, but it's changed.
Okay.
I'm looking at 14 cents for district.
I don't think that one's too terribly far out. I have made a district video. I haven't released it. I've been in district for a while, but I think it has the pieces in place for it to do what it needs to do. But there's a lot of competition in the market. Now, here's the 30,000 foot view portion of it. Technically, I think they're fantastic. I think they were early, and that was their problem, is that they got in and made a product that nobody wanted because nobody really cared. Now that it's picking up and that people are starting to care, there's too much competition, and they don't have brand recognition. Now, I know we don't want it. Well, that has nothing to do with investing. Actually, it has everything to do with investing. You're not going to invest in a product that you've never heard of. It doesn't happen. You get your occasional. People invested in Dell before anybody heard of Dell. That was fine. But there also wasn't a 15,000 other people competing against Dell. That's kind of the thing. So if you're early, it's great, but you got to get the word out. And they just didn't. It was a little underground thing. I don't know what blows this one out. Again, I did make the video, and I haven't released it because there's something missing here that is just, I can't figure out how it's going to blow out. Now, when the market goes bullish again, I will certainly put the video out, because when the market is bullish, everything goes up. And I think you can get a nice, if everything aligns here, all the stars align, I think you can 2x this one. I do believe that you can. It's been there before. Now, that's the all-time high fallacy, and I don't tend to play with that, but I think you could. So I'm still sitting down on it. Now, is this one ever really going to blow out? No, I don't think it will. Again, they've lined, I think they're comfortable. I think they're very comfortable with the market cap that they have. I think they're very comfortable with the progress that they've created, but I don't think they have the wherewithal, the drive. I don't think they have that thing that you need to really get your product out there and push it, which you do have to do with the cryptocurrency still. I am sorry, but when you have competition, man, you got to get in front of it. Yeah. What's that?
Where do you sit on district?
Well, I mean, fundamentally, you just heard where I said on district. Price-wise, I like it 15, 16 cents. We're not too far off. So I'd be really comfortable investing in it right there. But I would also be, as soon as I invested in this one, I'd also be looking for the door. So take that for what it's worth. If I could get 30% out of it, I would consider that extremely successful, and I believe that I can. So how about this? For the members, when I release the video, I have just put a bunch more money into district because I'm expecting to 25 or 30% it. But when I achieve that 25 or 30%, I am also out. Now, I don't have enough in there, and I won't be putting enough in there that, oh my God, a whale is dumping. It's nothing like that. But if I put 40 grand into it and I get 30% on top, 30% of that 40 grand, I consider that wildly, incredibly, amazingly successful investment. And again, that's third wallet stuff, so I'm kind of okay with it. So yeah, man, we're not too far off. We're not too far off on that one. Bell.
And naturally, naturally try and get me to start talking as I'm drinking my own version of apple juice.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Bell, look, you get to talk. I keep getting hammered on this, all right? They said you're the best thing about the show. So get yourself closer to the camera. Get yourself closer to the camera and talk to the people. Go ahead. I'm going on mute.
You know what? I think some people are giving me way too much credit. And Ayala, yeah, I saw your question. No, of course I didn't show my feet. Are you kidding me? No, just no.
Ever since you got that offer and you didn't show your feet, we've gotten like $2 worth of super chat. All right, we could have made something happen here, and we didn't. How come you're not wearing a podcast T-shirt?
And because I did have yet another work meeting today, so
Okay, take that off. You know what, Belle? Go put on a podcast T-shirt and come back. Go put on a podcast T-shirt. I'm the host. I can wear whatever the hell I want.
But you know what? You wanted me to talk, so if I leave the computer, I can't talk.
I can't talk to you wearing that T-shirt. All right, go put on another T-shirt.
Hey,
go put on a T-shirt. I love the
This
member
is gonna be
stream.
one of those nights.
It is. You know, we've been on for 45 minutes. I think we've given out more good fundamental information than I think we've ever done here on the podcast. But I'm trying to keep it fun, but it's just not fun, you guys. You know what? Fundamental pragmatic investing is not fun. It's work. Investing is work. That's the one thing that seems to. It's a crypto mentality that just comes out anytime somebody invests. And the guys that I love are the guys that make a hit and now they're experts. Now they know everything about it, because if it worked once, it will work again and again and again. This is just kind of how it
that
works.
reminds me of
What's that?
There'll be people who win the Powerball and they'll write books on their strategy about winning the Powerball when there's no strategy.
There is absolutely no strategy to it. Or people who give you, well, I figured out a formula for you to win at roulette. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, man. Yeah, but people buy books on Powerball strategy. It just goes to prove that if somehow, some reason, if somebody writes something down, it somehow has more validity than if they were just to say something stupid. Now they wrote it. Well, what madman would take the time to write a book if he wasn't right? What is this, human nature? Is that what this is? People just, I get it, man. They want to get rich quick. And sometimes you will. But that is the exception. It's not the rule, man. If you want to get wealthy, if you want to make this, it is a grind. Trading is a grind. You have to want this more than you want anything else. Now, there's no way for me to do that without, or say that or get that out without going Gordon Gekko. But you know what? I do like money. I love money. And if my work rewards me with more of it, I consider it time well spent. Look, I like puppies too, all right? And I pet puppies. I have dogs. There's lots of other things that I do. But my passion, my driving passion is cryptocurrency, because for the first time ever since I've been trading, I am in full control of this. I am in full control of a decentralized market. So my choices, they only affect me and nobody else. So I'm digging on it. I love having that kind of control. I love having that kind of support. So I'm happy to do it. I don't have to call a broker to make a trade for me. I do it just like that, 24/7, 365. If I wake up at 1 a.m., I want to see what the market's doing and make a trade at 1 a.m., I absolutely can. I am a historical trader, so I used to do it the old way. Waiting for the market to open so that I can make my moves. I don't have to wait now. I can just make my moves. That is the way to do this. Emery, what do you think about that?
That makes a lot of sense. And, because you're in control of your own wallets, your own money, you can make as much money as you want, but you also have infinite loss too. So you can't, you have to, that's why I say you need to make sure that you are good with what you're investing, because you can lose it all. And there's no insurance in the crypto world.
Investing is about courage. It's on my backsplash. There is no sure thing ever. There is absolutely no sure thing in investing. You have to do your diligence, and you should be agonizing over it. You should be sweating over this. You should have a formula. You should be able to drill it down. I should be able to mention any crypto to you, and you should be able to take that thing all the way apart and say it's worth 35 cents, not a penny more. That's what you should be able to do. That's what it takes. And again, I know it sucks because suddenly this isn't fun anymore. Now it's work. It's your money. Are you not willing to work for your money? It doesn't care how you feel. It is not emotional to you at all. It doesn't care how you feel. Doesn't care if you're having a bad day. It doesn't care if you make a bad decision. It's going to do what it does. So, yes, it is work. If you want to know why I'm high-strung, if you want to know why I look like I'm 80 years old, it's because it's work, and I am happy to do it. I also do blacksmithing, by the way. I also do blacksmithing. And you know what? Emery goes to Ren fairs. He's a heel. For people who have ever went to Ren Fair or have seen professional wrestling, the bad guy, that's right there. Emery's a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. All right? We are heels, 100% heels, because you need somebody to root against. We're the guys that you root against. All right? We're fun. Look, man, we're different when we take off the armor. With the armor on, man, we are 100% bad guys. Have a ball doing it. Next fair, I think we'll have Bell shoot some video of us doing our thing, and we'll play it on the stream. So give you guys, and you know what? You're absolutely 100% allowed to boo us when I'm playing that video, because yes, we are bad guys. We will take candy from.
Just don't throw me in a court dress again, for the love of God. No.
Does
no,
internet porn know you're cheating on it?
You look better in pants.
Thank you.
You understand, you are a girl. You are, in fact, a girl. I know you're trying to fight this every step of the way, but those pesky breasts just keep getting in the way, all right? We're
That's
all
what
aware that
corsets are for.
We're all aware. Somebody told me something funny the other day. They said Ren Fair is the absolute best thing that ever happened to large women. It is the best thing that ever happened to big girls. As soon as they told me that, I was like, oh my God, that is absolutely correct. That is the best thing that ever happened to large women. You know what? We know we have a geekish audience, so it's okay. Guys, you know what? For the last 10 minutes of the show here, we're not talking crypto anymore. We are talking geek stuff, all right? We are 100% geek people. I watch my Discord. I see very little of the chat on our Discord is actually crypto related. Most of it is Magic the Gathering, role-playing games, shit like oh, I told you funny, man. As soon as you guys started talking about that, I went over into my garage. I have a couple thousand first edition cards. Magic the Gathering first edition. As soon as it hit the shelves, I was buying it. So I know that there's value in these cards, first edition. All right, they've been used because I used to play the game. But I also found 2 full 48 packs of unopened first edition Magic the Gathering cards. And I happened to go and look at them, look up the prices of those things. Just that little unopened pack and how much that they're going for. I love geeks. I absolutely love them because we are passionate about what we do, and we really don't care what other people think about what we do. One of those things, of course, being Magic. The fact that I put on armor and I'm a bad guy because I don't care what you think about me. I know who I am in the world, and it's a little bit I know what I am in the world. So I'm comfortable with people throwing food at me. I don't care about it. It doesn't bother me. It gives them entertainment. I like to do it. So I am a 100% proud geek that played Magic the Gathering. My very first role-playing game, online role-playing game, was Meridian 59. I used to pen and paper everything. Emery is going to start up a podcast, by the way, about what is your podcast? This is a chance for you to plug it before you've actually made it. Yeah. No, go ahead, man. This is what we're doing
today.
It's
called Behind the Screens. It's about learning how to game master or dungeon master games.
I promise you, it's going to be fun. If you're into that, I promise you, it's going to be a good podcast. I don't know if you could tell about Amory, but the hobbies that he's very, very passionate about. So that will be a fun one. I am certain that I'm going to guest on his podcast from time to time, man, because that is definitely in my wheelhouse. What? You had something to add, Belle?
No, I was actually, because we've had Emery so much, yeah, that'd be a fair trade.
What's that? Oh, guesting on a show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll plug it to my audience. I mean, my audience is crypto, but again, man, judging by my Discord, we're pretty much geekish, and a lot of people might get some enjoyment out of something like that. If that is something that, I don't know how many people are listening tonight, if that's something that you guys would interest you, please put it into chat. Keep the man inspired so that he can bring it to you. We've had a lot of discussions on this stuff. A lot of it came down to talking about role-playing games that we played. Now, I started with Dungeons and Dragons. I think most people who are into role-playing games started with Dungeons and Dragons way back in the day. First edition, second edition, third edition. I think the happiest 2 years of my life was when my very first duty station was in Yokosuka, Japan. This would have been in 1990. That's when I got there. And I found a gaming group. There were about 10 of us. And we would start gaming on Friday night over. We had one of our buddies had he had an apartment out on the economy. So we walked out there and we would start gaming Friday night and we would stop gaming Sunday. And I'm sorry, man, it was every damn weekend. It was some of the funnest times of my life. And the games we played was everybody got to play, but everybody had to run a game. So the fact that we had 10 of us means that we had 10 different games going on. My favorite all-time role-playing game was one called Shadowrun, if you're familiar with that. It also came out with Cyberpunk, kind of came out at the same time. So Shadowrun was kind of like Cyberpunk-ish, the fit, the feel, the genre, with fireballs, with magic and trolls and all that other stuff. It was a great game. The game that I ran was an old one called Twilight 2000. So if you were an old RPGer, you've probably at least heard of Twilight 2000. That was the one that I ran. We had a great time doing that. We played, one of our guys ran Star Trek. So we played Star Trek. It was funny because I was telling Emery about that. When we all rolled up our characters, 9 of us rolled up characters, we all picked security. Everybody picked security. There was nobody to fly the ship. All right. So we would all that was where it came down, is everybody had blasters or phasers, but nobody could drive the ship. So that was a fun game. We had to start over, but you had to change your mindset on that one. We played a Japanese one called Mechton. That was an absolutely giant anime type robots. That one was a lot of fun. We played Battletech miniatures. I like Battletech. We played a couple different miniature games. I think the most violent we ever got was whenever we would play Axis and Allies. We would just play Axis and Allies. If there were only 5 of us, we would play Axis and Allies. And I always got stuck with Great Britain. It's like, I'm sorry, man, it sucks. Playing Great Britain or Russia sucks in Axis and Allies. All you are doing, if you're playing Russia, all you are doing is building up infantry and sending it into the kill box, pushing into Germany as they roll tanks back over you. You guys are just trading off those spaces for an entire weekend. That's a lot of fun. And all you're doing with Great Britain is building up AA and just trying to get off the damn island. So that's fun too. But if you ever played Axis and Allies, do yourself a favor and play Axis and Allies. You'll already do it. Belle, you ever play Axis and Allies?
I have not, but I have been around while it's being. Hey, don't go there. I'm not much of a. Don't go there. But no, I've been around while it's being played, and I mean, it looks like fun. So
there's a lot of fighting that goes on in Axis and Allies because you always get.
I know.
We have to plan out our moves because of the way that they go. So the Allied players will leave the room and we'll talk about what we're going to do, and then the Axis powers will leave the room and talk about what they're going to do. I always got stuck playing Great Britain. My favorite was playing Japan. I love playing Japan because it was wide open. Emery, you ever play Axis and Allies?
I played Axis and Allies. I played the Game of Thrones board game, which is similar. It's very, very similar.
We also
you ever play World of Darkness too?
Did I? I'm sorry. Say it again.
World of Darkness. You ever play that one?
Nope. Not familiar.
Yeah, and Vampire too. Vampire Masquerade.
Oh, Vampire. Yeah.
Yes. I played that one. That was a lot of fun.
It's hard to take that. You know what it is? What burned me out on it is that I like the game. I like the idea behind it, but there are so many different vampire, werewolf, zombie games. How many vampires am I supposed to give a shit about anymore? I'm done with the whole thing, man.
Well, okay. I can give you a list there. You're supposed to give a shit about Celine from Underworld. Yeah, you absolutely. I'm sorry, but Kate Beckinsale is just hot. So yes, you need to give a shit about her. Any that sparkle, no, just go ahead and kill them.
I like the sparkly vampires. All right, I do. I've never seen the movies, but that is just it is such a level of breaking away from everything that people know about vampires. It just I was like, great, let them sparkle. I'm kind of a traditionalist. The Bela Lugosi, vampire sneaking in, biting the pretty girl in bed. I think that's what vampires should be. They shouldn't own nightclubs. All right, they shouldn't be True Bloodish. I thought that one was
Oh,
a little tough for me.
True Blood, the series that's on Netflix right now currently. Yeah, no, the books are better.
Well,
The books are better.
I like that Anna Paquin took her clothes off a lot, but she's kind of like a boy. So it's not
She
really my
is.
kind of thing, you know.
She
I don't know.
is.
All right, guys, look, we are coming to the end of this. I hope we were able to entertain you with the last 10 minutes. If I was going to do anything with a member stream, this is exactly what I would do with the member stream is I would give you 30 minutes of crypto and 30 minutes worth of geek stuff. It's very strongly, I'm very passionate about it. I have more vivid memories of role-playing games, pen and paper role-playing games. I have more vivid memories in my head of games that I've played than actual things that I've seen and done. I don't know what it is. It just kind of sticks with you. So I would love to do something like that. We're not going to do it here, guys. This was a one-off. I hope you enjoyed it, but this was absolutely a one-off for us. Just because Amp's flat right now and there's not a lot I can talk about. So, yeah, that's about it for us. So I'm going to be going on mute. I'm going to be going on mute. Belle's going to talk us up and take us out. Belle, madam, please take it away.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the few of you that joined us tonight on the live stream, we do sincerely appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And honestly, I feel like this one was a fantastic show. If you guys have a differing opinion, my email address is at the bottom of the splash screen. You can email me your complaints right there. I'm probably just going to read them and laugh, but there you go. Now, again, we thank each and every one of you for being here, and we will definitely be back on with another members only stream next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we will definitely see you guys there. We are loving this.
It's been I had a ball tonight, guys. I appreciate you indulging us, and we will see you next time. We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.